guts, guys. We're the Ghostbusters.
And hey, it's R2-D2.
Beat 'em up! Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
That was awesome.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to come into your living rooms.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another 31 horror toys in 31 days, and today we're going to take a look at the animated style Ghostbusters that have been released in conjunction with that animated style Ecto one from Afterlife. So these are, I guess, the figures that are supposed to go in there. I believe they also made some kid figures from the movie as well. So we get our classic characters. Here's the box. It's got that same kind of caution stripe at the top, the same red and animated style fonts. Each character comes with their own ghost, Skittles colored ghosts, actually, which is kind of funny. And that harkens back to the old real Ghostbusters of the 80s. These kind of have that vibe. They're a little bit smaller in stature, but they definitely kind of have that animated cartoon vibe, almost like IDW figures. So yeah, they're definitely kind of cool looking. I like the retro vibe they got going on, and the one thing that's kind of bothersome is there's only two types of ghosts. We get repaints on them, which is a bit unfortunate. I would have liked to at least had 4 different types of ghosts, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get these guys out of package and see what we think. So here we have the Ghostbusters out of the packaging here, and they're pretty simplistic figures. They come with these little ghosts. They're all, like I said, Skittles colored. There's 2 types of ghosts, just repaints. Unfortunately, they do have play gimmicks on them, which is kind of interesting. Now, just to kind of take a look, this is my personal favorite. This one kind of looks like the Chomper Ghost from Afterlife, and he's got a nice little paint job. Now, the other ghost here, he's kind of pink. I guess it's got a paint job on it, but this one just, I think, looks better. And what you do is you push this little button, and then it pops open, and he's got this really kind of inappropriate tongue in the middle. And then, I don't know if the camera's going to show, but it actually has a skeleton inside the ghost head, which is very, very strange. So you just kind of close it up, and that's the play gimmick. So this one doesn't work quite as well. Yeah, it's pink and purple. It opens, and then the tongue kind of wagging around, but this one just doesn't like to close very well, and I don't know, it's just QC on this one's not all that great. You see the head kind of pops out, so it just doesn't want to stay closed. Alright, so there we go, got him closed up, and then we want to take a look at one of the other ones. So here's the little yellow one. It kind of looks like an ice cream version of the little mini puffs. I wish this was actually one of the mini puffs. I think that would have been cooler. So he's got a little button, and you got to pull the head up simultaneously, and sometimes this one works and sometimes it doesn't. And then we got a little face, and it's kind of weird. It reminds me of something in the old show. I don't know why, but yeah, this thing's very strange. And we got an orange version, and this one works a lot better. The spring loads a lot better, and yeah, kind of weird. And he looks like he's kind of flashing. So like he's like, woo, flip open his jacket, and I don't know how appropriate that is for little kids. Kind of weird. Alright, so let's take a look at the Ghostbusters themselves. So here we have Winston. It looks pretty good. It's an animated style. Winston's got the name tag. We got the patch. We've got his little proton pack. Take a close look at that. Details pretty good. It plugs into this port on the back of his body. So that clips on there pretty well. The wand has a little port in it as well. It goes onto the little post on the back. And it won't go the other way. This got kind of a little rubbery tip to it, so you can kind of put the wand into his hand right here. If I can get this worked in here. There we go. So there he is holding the proton. He cannot hold it with both hands, obviously, because of the articulation. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the accessories on the Ghostbusters themselves. So just kind of look at Ray real quick. Again, he's got his little name badge, the Ghostbusters logo. Looks pretty much like Ray. And then Egon, he's got his glasses, and he's got a logo up here, name tag glasses. Looks pretty decent, I guess, for like a comic book cartoon version of him. And then, of course, we've got Peter. And again, kind of a cartoony version. He's got his name badge. His has a little paint issues going on up there, but articulation. Head moves back and forth. Arms move up and down. Legs move up. And that's really about it. So very, very simple articulation on these guys. Nothing too terribly big, but that's the way they were back in the day in the 80s. So taking a closer look at the figures themselves, here we have Venkman, and again, it looks like Bill Murray. The hair is very stylized. He looks like a cartoon. I love the tempo stamps of the badge and the name badges. I think that looks really, really good. Of course, they got the proton pack. Unfortunately, it's all in black, but you definitely have a lot of detail. You could easily customize these and make them pop very well if you so wanted to. And then we have Egon. Again, he's got kind of these poofy hair that he had in the show. The glasses are a little thick, but again, it's stylized. It's kind of cartoony. Now, the jackets are all the same. It's got the same detail. They're all the same bodies. They just have different name badges tampoed on there, but they are definitely very clean looking, very fun, and just nice and cartoony, which is what they're supposed to be. And then next up we have Ray, and to be honest, I think this is the weakest of the four. I suppose it kind of looks like Dan Aykroyd, but not too much. I do like the fact that they didn't make him fat like they did in the real Ghostbusters. For some reason, they made him very, very portly, which he wasn't in the first movie. But yeah, of the four, I think he's got the weakest head sculpt. The hair, I guess, is kind of there, but yeah, they could have done better with this one, in my opinion. And then finally, we've got Winston here. Again, the same body. We just have a different head sculpt. And this one's okay. Again, much like Ray, it's not the best. It's not the worst. I will say his hair part really sticks out on this figure. I mean, they got it lined up perfectly. It sticks out more than the Plasma Series figure, which is kind of funny. I do like they do have the mustache on him, which is very, very good. A lot of the figures in the real Ghostbusters, he did not have that mustache, which, I mean, you think of Winston, you think of that stash. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, we got the belt, we've got the pants, some nice details there. The boots are nice and shiny. I'm only going to take a look at the one because they all are exactly the same. They just have different flesh tones on their hands, and each one has a different color flesh tone on their hands, which is kind of nice. And they pretty much match the head sculpts, but yeah, they're all the same leg components. So yeah, there it is. For comparison, here we have the animated style Ghostbusters with a Plasma Series figure. We got Winston next to Winston, just to kind of show off the scale. They're a little bit shorter than the Plasma Series figures, just by like a head. And then, of course, the Plasma Series figure has tons more detail, especially on the proton packs and the cabling. There's not as much cabling. They don't have the arm pads that are painted, anything like that. And the articulation is just obviously not the same. But you know what? For little kids, I think these are great Ghostbusters toys to actually sit and play with. So what everybody really wants to know is how well do these figures go with the Ecto-1? So let's go ahead and bring it in. So here we have the animated style Ghostbusters with the animated Afterlife Ecto-1, and they actually look really, really cool together. I definitely dig this, and I'm pretty sure they got little kids that can go with it from the Afterlife movie. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a Ghostbuster in. We're going to take the proton pack off. of here. Now, if you look at the car on this side, the doors on this side of the car, they just don't open. You can't open them up because there's no hinge. You can't get into the side of the car, and I couldn't figure that out for a minute, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go in on this side. So you're gonna open the door up on the other side, right here. And this is the problem I was talking about before. This hinge just comes off super darn easy. So I'm going to flip it around and show you what I'm talking about here. So it's got a clip onto here, and it's kind of annoying to get back on. Like, you can get one pegged on, and then the other doesn't want to go. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I can get the bottom one to click on first, and the second one will go on. There we go. That seems to work a lot better, so be aware of that. This thing is just really easy to pop off. So let me get both of the doors open here, and then we're going to get our Ghostbuster, and we're going to plug him in. Getting his feet under the dash is kind of annoying. I'm going to bet that the kids fit into this thing way better than the adults, but you can get him in. He does scoot in, so there he is. We've got Ray driving the car, so that's pretty cool that we got him in there. And then let's take Peter, I guess, and we're going to put him in the gun seat. So we're going to take his proton pack off of him, and then we're going to plug him into the chair. There's a plug on the back of the chair, and then you're going to take the missile gun and you're going to plug it in down here. So you get the full play gimmick effect. So let's move these guys out the way. Here we go. We got a Ghostbuster driving, and we've got a Ghostbuster in the gun chair, ready to bust some ghosts on the road. So yeah, there he is, plugged in the back, just kind of hanging out. There's Ray sitting inside, looking cool. So this is what Ray looks like through the little transparent windows. You can kind of see them in there. Kind of fun. I wish that other door would open up. That would have been a lot cooler. But yeah, so there we go. Definitely cool. I do like the fact that you can put the Ghostbusters in there. I wish all of them would fit in there, but I guess this is what it is. And I don't think they did in the original either. So are the new 2021 animated style Ghostbusters figures something you want in your Ghostbusters collection? Well, if you like the real Ghostbusters cartoon show from the 80s, this might be something that you're after. I think kids are really going to dig this. I think these will make great Christmas presents this year for kids, especially after the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie comes out. They're going to want to play with these. Especially getting the little kid ones to go with, I think is cool. I like how they went with the more younger versions of the Ghostbusters. It'd be interesting if they make some older versions, paint the hair gray like they did with the Plasma series figures. But yeah, overall, they're not the most articulated. They're definitely cartoony, kind of IDW comic book-esque. They do come with little ghosts. I do appreciate that, and they work great with the Ecto-1 playset. So there they are, the animated style Ghostbusters to go along with the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife for 31 horror toys in 31 days.
See you next Wednesday.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos, and follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.